Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. Since I have already explained most of the fourth dimension concepts in my previous videos, I have not been making many fourth dimension videos lately. So today, I will be explaining the fourth dimension in more detail. The fourth dimension actually has a lot of different meanings. But I will only be explaining the fourth dimension as a spatial dimension. Spatial dimensions are basically measures of extent or size. The three dimensions that we are most familiar with are width, x, height, y, and depth, z, due to the fact that we can only see and move in those three. This is because the universe is surrounded by a huge three-dimensional brain, which I've explained in a previous video down in the description, also known as the bulk, that essentially traps all the contents inside to three dimensions. You can think of it like being trapped on a sheet of paper. Now, we actually only see in two dimensions, the x and y dimensions, because z is just an illusion which combines those two dimensions. You know how you can't see inside of opaque objects? But if you were four-dimensional, you would be able to see inside objects. This is because light in the third dimension cannot reach you if it were inside of a 3D object, since it is trapped. But if there was an extra dimension, the light inside could escape and reach you. But you are lucky to be 3D because protons only work in 3 dimensions and cannot enter the fourth, so the fourth dimension would be dark. And also, if there somehow were light, you would see in a line. This is because there is a pattern between the dimensions. All even dimensions see in a line, with each point in the line being the dimension -2. For example, a two-dimensional being would see a line with points that are zero-dimensional, and all odd dimensions would see in a plane, with each point of the plane being the dimension -3. For example, each point of our field of view is zero-dimensional. This is because since we see in one dimension less than we are in, when viewing from one dimension higher, the first dimension would be a line and the second dimension would be a plane. So basically, a 4D being would see in a line, similar to a 2D being, just each point of the line would be a 2D image. Now you may be wondering, since fourth-dimensional beings can walk in 4 directions, how many ways can they turn? Well, we, as 3D beings, can turn in 3 different ways: sideways, the way used most commonly, forward and backwards, example, when doing a somersault, and the other sideways, example, when doing a cartwheel. This is because if you think about it, each way we turn requires 2 dimensions. This is because when an object is turning, all of its points will revolve around its center, but that would not be possible with under 2 dimensions. This also means that each combination of the dimensions will be one way that you can turn. In the second dimension, there is only one combination, x and y, so you can only turn one way. In the third dimension, there are 3, z, xz, and z, so you can only turn in 3 ways. So the answer to the question is how many combinations there are with 4 dimensions, which is 6. So to summarize, if 4-dimensional beings could see, they would see in a line that has 2-dimensional points, and can also see inside 3D objects, and turn in 6 ways. Hope you enjoyed this video and subscribe if for some reason you want to. And see you in next week's video. Bye. 1.